Yeah, and I remember taking my first pregnancy test. You guys, I went in the toilet set. I said I peed. When I picked up the pregnancy test, I looked at it. It came back negative.
Oh,
I was very disappointed.
okay.
Very, very. When I say very disappointed, I went to bed with a very heavy heart.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here with a guest. This is Tracy, my big sister. Do we look alike?
Like twins.
She's literally born before me, so she's my big sister. But because she's shorter than me, people usually think I'm older.
It's okay. I love being short because you look older than me. I love that you look older than me.
Wow.
I love
you know what they say? The short sibling is the old one. So
in this case, I don't think so.
Anyway, so I'm here with my sister and we're gonna be tackling a topic which is very interesting and very sensitive at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's something a lot of women struggle with and they don't know how to speak to, especially like African women, Congolese women, like we're not really open about certain stuffs. So we wanted to just tackle this topic.
I don't think it's just Congolese women. I think just like women in general.
In general, yeah. We struggle with like opening up.
South African, Nigerian, just like even like white people.
Yeah, true.
There's some white people as well.
True.
They struggle the same thing.
It's just that like as a woman, like when you are failing in a certain department, it becomes really hard to open up to other women. So that's why we wanted to open this platform where we tackle different topics. So our conversation today is the journey to pregnancy.
Yeah.
So we're going to speak about like what people go through before conceiving, the struggles people can face before conceiving, and basically the goods and the bads and the worst,
the ugly,
yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave Tracy to tackle this topic because she's more knowledgeable. Is that a word? Yeah, she's more knowledgeable on it. And yeah, Tracy, the floor is yours.
I don't think you say I'm more knowledgeable. Knowledgeable.
English now your mates? No, I don't think so.
So my journey through getting pregnant was a bit dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Super dramatic, very intense, very emotional, and very hard to deal with.
Oof.
Yeah, it was very hard to deal with.
What made it dramatic, made it emotional, sensitive to you?
Okay, dramatic. I think I was one creating the drama. In my head, it was very dramatic and very intense. But in reality, it wasn't that hard. If I look back, when I look back of the month that I went through, it wasn't that bad because you know some things, you go through some things, but in your mind, it's, what can I say?
In your mind, it's like, it's like exaggerated.
Yes, c'est très exagéré. And so I got married, right? In January. I got married in January of 2018. So I was fine with not getting pregnant. I didn't want a baby. I was okay.
When you first got pregnant?
Yeah. No.
Which is weird.
When you first get married,
loves
like,
babies.
Yeah, when you first get married, you're like, I want to be with my husband for 2 years. No baby.
Oh, you told yourself that?
Yeah. I'm like 2 years. I don't want any baby. I'm okay. I don't want a baby.
How old were you that time?
I was 25.
No, that's not.
I was 24, 25.
That's very young.
Right? That's 25, 24. Okay, long story short. So, I was okay with not getting pregnant, not having a baby for the two years.
First 2 years.
Yeah, the first 2 years, I was okay. So, after I got married, the first month was okay, me not getting pregnant. I wasn't using any contraceptive. Merci beaucoup, Melissa. I wasn't using any of that. Oh, let me try not to. Well, just avoid getting pregnant. I wasn't doing any of that. For the first three months, I didn't care about getting pregnant.
Yeah.
So the fourth month, I was like, man, I've been married. I'm not doing anything to avoid getting pregnant.
How come I ain't getting pregnant?
Exactly. Like, how come I'm not getting pregnant? Ça c'est bizarre, hein? Ça c'est bizarre. At first, I'll brush it off. Like, I'm not getting pregnant. April goes by, sharp. Then comes May. I'm like, no ways. Ça fait 5 mois. Je suis pas enceinte. Seigneur Jésus. 5 months go by, I'm not getting pregnant. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this? Like, what am I doing wrong?
That is so dramatic.
Right? Just after 5 months.
That is so dramatic.
So when May went by, June came. Not in my head. I started creating all this, you know, like when you watch these videos, how did I get pregnant, the symptom of pregnancy. I started creating those things in my head.
Really?
When my periods will come, they tell you like when you first feel like you're pregnant, your boobs will get bigger, you start getting pimples, start cramping. Melissa, every month I had those symptoms. Every month. Whenever like my boobs get big, I get like a pimple. I'm like, oh my word, I'm cramping. I'm like, oh my word, I'm pregnant. And I'll be so excited. I'm gonna wait for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, you know they tell you
the
like,
pregnancy test.
Yes, yeah. Now they tell you like
that's crazy.
When you miss your period, you need to wait for the 2 weeks wait. No, I think 2 weeks before you miss your period, right? So what do they say?
Girl, I'm not even too sure.
Yeah, I think you wait for 2 weeks before you can do a pregnancy test. Yeah, and I remember taking my first pregnancy test. You guys, I went in the toilet set. I said I peed. When I picked up the pregnancy test, I looked at it. It came back negative.
Oh, did you cry?
I was very.
Knowing how dramatic you are.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very, very. When I say very disappointed, I went to bed with a very heavy heart. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Me, that's how much I'm a butter.
And someone answered me.
Is there anything I can fail in this life I'll be okay with? Becoming a mom is not none of them. That's not on my list. If I don't become a millionaire, I don't get to buy a car, blah 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 blah, ça va. But becoming a mom was like my number one thing. You guys, you don't know how bad I wanted to become a mom.
Yeah,
like
from like childhood. Tracy was like literally the mom in the house. Literally, she was our mom.
Desperate to become a mom and to get pregnant. When I first took my first pregnancy test, it was negative. The next month, I think that was July, July. The same symptoms again.
Negative.
No, the symptoms again.
Okay.
Like, okay, my boobs get big. I'm cramping, and I was cramping it. Girl, I was cramping. All the symptoms came like, this is pregnancy. My back is so. I'm coughing. I'm sneezing because all of this sneezing, coughing, cramping is
part of the symptoms.
Yeah. So July came. I started cramping. I started, my boobs got bigger again like they usually do. I started sneezing, coughing. All of this is part of the symptoms of like when you first get pregnant, like the small thing. Yeah, I started feeling that. I remember that month, I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm pregnant. Yeah, I was like, this is it. And like, I'll come around you guys, I'm smelling of like, only if they know. Only if they know.
She was like
only if they know that
there's a baby cooking.
I'm gonna be a mom, only if they know. And I remember this one time, I think we went to church, we came back home, I slept. I know what else to say. We started feeling
kicks.
Like one of the same times, like you wanna pee so bad. I woke up 5 a.m. in the morning. I woke up, I went to pee, boom, blood came out. I cried.
Are you serious?
No, I went to bed. I cried. I tell you, I cried.
Sorry to cut. During this season, were you and your husband in the conversation? Like, did you get the conversation of we want to start conceiving, or was it like a you thing? You were mentally prepared.
It was
for
a
baby?
me thing, hey.
Okay.
It was like praying for me. God, please help.
Because I know how she wants a baby.
Like was like praying for me to have a baby. Like he was okay. 2-3 years not having a baby was okay.
Yeah.
But me, I was like so desperate to have a baby. Like, guys, you don't know, eh? You don't know. Like I always say, people that struggle with having kids, I respect you guys. Like I've made respect for them. It was a few months of me trying.
But it
felt like I've been barren for 20 years of my life.
Hectic.
I started watching videos of people explaining why I didn't get pregnant. I tried getting pregnant. I became so obsessed.
Really?
Oh, how to get pregnant, what do you do, position.
That's intense.
I became dead desperate. So after the month where I saw my periods, now I started praying now. Now it became like a physical thing. I started, I went to attack more.
Praying more than you prayed before.
Lisa.
I'm so God looked at you like,
remember how
so now you remember me.
Had that water that we used to have.
Which water?
TB Joshua water. The spray.
Oh guys, if you know TB Joshua, I used to have the stickers and the water.
Yes. And my mom could have like the
anointed water.
Big bottle like just to mix. I came and asked her for some. I didn't ask her for some. Like, really? Give me. I want to start praying. She was like, "That's a good thing."
She doesn't know the girl is struggling.
So yeah, I started praying with the anointing water. I started drink I'll drink a little bit every morning.
Yeah.
And I'll pray and I'll take some. I'll throw it on my bed.
Oh. I know why she put it on the bed.
So that I think about it, it was dramatic. To a point that I even got some medication that will help you boost your
girl.
And those medication will make you so dizzy.
Do you think it's worked? Or do you think it's played a part? No.
Je ne sais pas, eh? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I tried it from June until September. Yeah, so I was drinking the medication and I'll drink one every morning. I'll be so dizzy. I'll lay in bed so sad. I'm like, God, I hope this works. So when September came, I stopped trying.
Really?
I stopped. I'm like, you know what? I'm exhausted. Those 4 months of trying, some things I can't even say, but like what I did right now, I can't even say it in camera. There are a lot of things, girl.
I feel like you and I need to have a private conversation after this.
I was desperate, eh? I was really, really desperate. I was praying, I was crying, I was emotional. My husband would pray for me. Whenever I'm praying at home, I'm like,
you're crying?
Yeah. I went back to bed. I watched my videos again. How did I get pregnant? How did the pregnancy happen? How do you feel to get pregnant? What are the symptoms? I started watching. I'm like, I feel one of them right now. After I spotted, 2 days after I started cramping. Like that cramping was different, eh? That was so painful. I couldn't even walk at times.
Really?
Yes, I couldn't walk. The 2 weeks went by. I took the pregnancy test. Positive. Girl, I went on my knees. I said, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord." But maybe I went like $1 million.
But still, was the crazy part. So when you stop trying, start thinking about it. I think you put so much pressure on yourself.
This month, the next month, I conceived.
How crazy!
How crazy!
It's always when you like, you know what? I'm leaving it to God. I'm tired of like pressuring myself.
How crazy! I was so happy. I was jumping.
And that's like a period of 8 months, eh?
Yeah, 8 months.
Wow.
It felt like I wasn't able to conceive for like 5-6 years. 5-6 years. I know what's worse, eh? When you're trying to conceive and not conceiving, everyone around is getting pregnant. Oof. People on the TV, I'm pregnant! Pregnancy! Ah!
Social media, I'm pregnant!
Mel!
How did that make you feel, like knowing like what you were struggling with privately, even though it wasn't like a long period?
Yeah.
Knowing that you're struggling with this privately and then seeing other people getting pregnant, how did you deal with it, or how did that make you feel?
Honestly, I was happy for them. I was like, if God can do it for them, He can do it for me.
100%.
I saw it that way. Yeah, so like, if God can do it for them, why not me?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, I always feel like it's not really a conversation that we have when we're getting married as Africans, or like as women in general. They just tell you marriage, they give you like marriage advice.
Exactly.
But they don't really tell you there's a possibility that you might struggle conceiving.
And you know what they say? 5 to 10 a couple. I mean, maybe what do you call? In 10 couple, maybe 3 to 4 might not be able to conceive. No, will not conceive.
Damn.
Not even struggle, not conceive. Other people conceive after 3 months, other after 6 months, other people after 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah. And with all of that, it's so sad because it goes back to the woman. Like, we're not educated enough to be like, let's go get checked and actually see what's the problem, what's the underlying issues. It's automatically the woman.
Exactly.
She might be barren.
Exactly.
And it's so sad. It's so sad because, like, it's not a conversation that's like being that's like outspoken.
Exactly.
The way we're having it right now.
Like, even when we have like these things, kitchen parties, mothers don't address that part.
Yeah, they don't. My kitchen party, all they told me is like, they gotta be clean. You gotta cook.
They
make sure
all
David is okay.
Advice of like when you have a baby, even baby showers, they'll tell you keep yourself clean, stuff like that. So it's a taboo topic.
Yeah,
it's very taboo. It's not easy to come out and say I'm struggling to conceive, or maybe ask someone, what can I do? What did you do?
Yeah.
Where can I get help? It's like it's a taboo. Even if you know a person who can conceive, but you know the person that can help them, but how do you approach them?
Exactly, because you don't know when you're stepping the boundary of the person as well.
You don't know how the person might receive it. Other people will be like, thank you so much. You have no idea how I'm looking for help. Thank you for helping me. But in the Congolese society, ce n'est pas facile.
Yeah.
You can have help for the person, but how do you approach them and be like,
yeah. But also it goes back to the person opening the door or
because it's also
the platform to say, yo, you know,
it's a very sensitive topic.
All right, so I'm gonna give my experience. It's not as dramatic as Tracy, but it's kind of got dramatic towards the end.
Yeah.
So okay, with me, like when David and I got married, it was just like, yeah, we're not rushing with baby or whatever. Like we're like
everybody says that we're not rushing.
we're not trying and we're not preventing at the same time, right?
Everyone says that,
right? So like for the how many months? Okay, we got married in April.
I think so. Like 4 or 5 months. 4 months actually.
Not too sure. Okay, we got married in April. I found out I was pregnant in November. So what happened is, the only reason why, like, okay, cool. So what happened was, so we're not trying, we're not preventing, right? And then sometime in October, was it October? Oh, no, it wasn't. October, September, David and I went grocery shopping, and then we're in the shop, and then I just felt this sharp pain on my left side. On my left side.
Oh, the left side.
Yeah, and I was so confused. I was like, what is this pain? Like, it was so uncomfortable. So David suggested that I go see a gynae, and can I say at my big age, I was 27 that time, that was my first time going to see a gynae. Which is one thing I also feel like as African parents, we need to do better. We need to do better. Even when your child is like in her early teen years, normalize them going to see a gynae just for checkup. It doesn't have to be
like random checkup.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like, let's go. Only when the girl is pregnant out of nowhere, they're gonna go, let's go see. No, it needs to be like a general checkup to find out
my
is
first
everything
time
okay.
seeing a gynae is when I fell pregnant.
Hectic.
Ever.
You see, even with me, only when I had that sharp pain, and David was like, no, you need to see a gynae, which is weird because we come from families where our parents were doctors and nurses, but never really told us to go and see a gynae or to get checked.
And they'll never
like it was
knowing that
weird.
they work in the health department.
But also
they never
didn't have that space where I'm comfortable to go tell my mom, I feel like that. They might think it's pregnancy.
But they work in those environments, like, you know, this thing
exactly.
is very important for a girl.
Exactly.
But they never pushed it.
It was weird. So David suggested I go see a gynae, and I did. When I got to the gynae, and then he was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do an ultrasound and see if everything is okay, where the cramp is coming from. And then as he checked, he discovered something which, like, I was so confused that was happening to me. And also, I'm gonna touch on this because this is a convo that we also find this taboo as black people to speak about it. So when he checked, he said to me, I'm seeing something. That's when I'm like, am I pregnant? Is it a baby? Is it a baby? And then he says to me, unfortunately, I'm seeing a little fibroid. I was like, oh my god. And what I know about fibroid is that
you can't get
no
pregnant.
babies. That's all I know about fibroids. Like, no babies.
You're gonna struggle,
right?
You're gonna go through
exactly. I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me that. So then he mentioned, no, it's very, very small. Nothing for you to worry about. It's like really tiny. Don't worry about it. And then he continues checking. Then he says, I'm seeing something else. I was like, okay, maybe not as the baby. Even though, like, we're not trying for a baby, I wasn't expecting a baby.
Yeah, but
the fact that he was seeing things,
to like it's a baby, like
yeah. I was like, even though like we're not trying whatever, but I was just like, the fact that he was seeing things, I was like, okay, cool, maybe now that's the baby. Then he says, you have ovarian cyst. What is that?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Then he tells me, no, nothing to worry about. And let me tell you, this doctor, this guy name was Congolese, so he was also a bit dramatic. He was like, don't worry, my sister, you'll give birth, you'll be pregnant. I was like, I'm not here for that. Just check me what's going on. Yeah, the baby will come, I know. But then he was like, the best part is that I'm happy to see that you have a uterus. It means you can carry a baby. Okay? God will help you out. It's like, and he was like, I know the God that I serve will give you a baby. I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Even though I wasn't looking for a baby in the moment, but so he tells me all this medical conditions that I didn't know that I had.
Yeah.
And now like even though like I wasn't stressed about conceiving that time, now I became stressed. And I was like, oh my God.
I remember you came to see me on that day.
Yeah.
You came with the
and now I was and I went to see my sister. I went to see Tracy.
And I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, you were pregnant that time.
I was pregnant, yeah.
Yeah, true, you were pregnant.
I was pregnant, yeah.
Ayan, yeah.
Yes.
So he tells me all of these things and like I'm like shook. And then we did a pap smear. It was also my first time doing a pap smear. Pap smear is when they insert that thing that looks like a man's private part, and then and then they take out the. What did they take out? Guys, please correct me in the comment. I forgot it.
Wait, I think.
No, is it your discharge? I think discharge. Yeah, example of it. Discharge. It goes to the lab for testing. So it was just like when you also to check if you have ovarian cancer. I was like, dude, you're just throwing everything at me at this moment.
Yeah.
It's like it was just too much.
What is it called?
Ovarian cancer.
Wow. Okay.
It's like we need to test for that just to make sure everything's 100% okay. But the ovarian cyst, don't worry. I'll push on some meds that's gonna help you with that. And with the fibroid, it's still very small. You have nothing to worry about. The only time we worry if we see it keeps growing, then it becomes a problem. But you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Then it was like, but if you and your husband are not trying yet, I'll suggest you guys start trying now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be tired if I start trying.
Remember you came to me. I don't know if you remember this. You're being so stressed. You were stressed. You were very stressed.
What did I say?
You were like, oh my word, he told me I've got
fibroid. I think that's the one that's skinny.
Yes, scary. I was like, don't worry. I looked at you, us, the farmers.
Yeah, this was so dramatic. It's like us. We conceive. I was like, dude, stop being dramatic.
You were so down.
Just be such a mom.
No, like you were very, very down.
Yeah.
I was trying to like, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it was scary.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna have a baby.
Because you know, he pushed everything down my throat so fast.
Yeah.
Like it was in the most calmest way, and like the fact that he was a Christian, so that was like it was encouraging because people were saying like God will help you and all of that.
Yeah.
But it was just too much info to take in all at once. I think that's why I was down. And I think what's crazy is that me and Dave were not trying, but when I went back home, because he gave me like the scan, that ultrasound scan.
Yeah.
And I went back home and I pranked David with it.
Yeah.
So I got home, I just gave him the scan. He looked at it, was like, his eyes glued. He was like,
babe,
are you pregnant? I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're having a baby. The way he was so happy, even though we're not trying, like the glow he had, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think that's a good idea to prank. Now I felt bad because now I had to break it to him, like, oh my god, actually it's not a prank. This is called what's this? Ovarian cyst, and this is my fiber. I felt so bad that I had to now tell him.
You also told me the same thing when you came by my house.
Yeah, I did the same thing with her when I went to the scan.
I was like,
because she loves anything that's to do with pregnancy announcements. I was like, I know the best thing to prank. She was ready to cry. When I saw her about to cry, I was like, I'm joking.
I was.
Yeah, she was ready to cry. And then so when that happened, the way God is so big, like
it didn't take long,
Yeah, literally, like the way God is so big. Like I get this news in I think September, October. I don't quite remember which month I went to see. September, October, and
November.
In November, I missed my period, and I was just like, am I pregnant? First day goes missing. Third day, fourth day, sixth. I was like, God, if I'm pregnant, I remember we had like a family function that weekend. I was like, God, if I am pregnant
in November,
everybody was looking at me like, Mesa, we had a dream you're pregnant. I was like, really? But that time I didn't test yet. It was Leticia. She was like, I had a dream you're pregnant. I was like, did you? That time I was just suspecting.
And Melissa drank that day.
I was like, if I'm pregnant, I'm drinking for the last time.
The laugh of the party that day.
Guys,
You're like a corrupted child.
Literally.
You were coming with the shot, guys.
Which is weird because I barely drink. We're not heavy drinkers.
Yeah, we're not heavy drinkers.
We just don't like alcohol.
I was breastfeeding already.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was breastfeeding. I was
like, you know what? It's like
you're like, guys.
If I'm pregnant,
my last that song. Well,
je préfère boire et mourir après. Je préfère boire.
Like Melissa was just like, with the shot, we're drinking Amarula champagne.
I was like, if I am pregnant, I am going to drink now because I'm not going to drink for the next 9 months. And then that happens. Then the next weekend comes. I decide to take the pregnancy test. I filmed everything.
Yeah, she filmed everything.
Yeah, everything. I'm a big believer on holding on to memories. So
I wish I was like that the way.
I find it so hard, but like I think she knows why. Like I'm a big believer of filming things because I don't have any baby photos whatsoever. I don't know how I looked like as a baby until I was like I think until 3. That's when I now knew how I looked like as a child, but I was 0. That's why I'm a big believer on creating as many memories. I film everything
as many as you can.
Yeah, so I have the when I found out I was pregnant, my reaction, everything, I cried, by the way. And I'm not even a crier, but I cried. I filmed David as well. I filmed everybody reacting to me being pregnant. It was amazing. But anyway, the moral of the story is like...
Can I ask you a question before you go more further?
Yeah.
Like every time you're announcing to people, you're very emotional as well.
I think with you guys, it was the only time I was emotional. With my friends, I was just really happy.
Like when you told me were you emotional.
I remember we cried together.
Yeah,
we cried together.
It's okay.
Just cried first, and then I cried.
Like when you told mom, were you very emotional?
I was just really excited. When I told mom, I was really excited.
Yeah.
And when I told my mother-in-law, I was also really excited. I ended up crying because she came to hug me and she started praying, so that made me emotional. I ended up crying. Also, it was early stage of pregnancy, so I was a bit not really emotional, but it was just like I was in disbelief because I had so much like information about all the stuff that could stop me from getting pregnant, and I got pregnant, you know.
I have sorry to catch you. I think like with me, every time I told a person, I was a bit embarrassed. Like, they know I was busy, but now don't know that they were busy.
And the thing about pregnancy, like it announces itself. Like when I know what you were doing.
Like, so you're emotional? I'm pregnant. I was so embarrassed.
Like a teen pregnancy.
She's gonna know. She's gonna know. She's gonna know.
I'm sorry. I know you didn't bring me up like that.
She's gonna know.
Yeah,
I never told Daddy. I was like,
you didn't?
I didn't.
So how did you find it? Just so you
mom told him. And then I was busy.
It's like, girl, so like, also you.
Like, you know, you remember, but you feel like your parents are
it's so weird. Because even after you grow up, certain things you feel like, if my mom finds out I do this.
Dude.
You know, I think just the way you were brought up.
Yeah.
But I just also like just to encourage like women to be more vocal, you know.
Yeah, more vocal.
More vocal. And
look for information. It's like you went, you felt the champagne, went to see a guy and stuff like that, you know. Sometimes yes, it's true. As a woman, you know that you're meant to bring someone to the world, but it's a difficult journey. That's what God placed doctors to help us.
Can you go back to Christians that just sit down and they pray all the time?
Can pray. Prayers are very good. They help us to start. But God gave those people
the knowledge for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and so like you felt the champagne, you went to see a guy, and you had all the symptoms that you never knew. If you never went to see a guy, you're never gonna know. Maybe you even conceive, you have a baby, but you have problems that you also need to fix as well.
Exactly.
You know. Exactly. So be open, man. Go see a doctor. There's nothing wrong with seeing a doctor.
Yeah, even like just telling your partner, like, yo, can we go and do consult and check up? There's so many things. There's blood types, there's genotypes, and I didn't have that knowledge until I actually became a mom. And another thing Tristan and I had a conversation about, we're just like thinking like pregnancy is a beautiful thing, but at the same time it's not
the only thing you must look toward in life.
For to as a woman, because most of the time, like women that like don't conceive, they feel like they have failed as a woman, and that's not the case. That's not the case.
That's not true.
Already the thing, just even like without being a mom, the things that a woman has to go through physically in life, emotionally, it's a lot.
Spiritually, you know,
it's a lot. So never feel like you have failed because you haven't conceived.
Exactly. You're having the baby, you're struggling. No, don't ever feel like you have failed.
Everybody has their own different battles in this life. Just
exactly.
By the way.
Have faith. If you're, for those who are trying to conceive right now, like you're going through it, have faith. It's gonna happen. Now also everything happened at the right time.
Yeah.
The time where I was pushing to get pregnant, the way my pregnancy was so hard, I don't think I was gonna handle the first few months.
Really?
Yes, because I had like a very difficult pregnancy.
Ooh.
Yeah, very difficult pregnancy. I don't think I was gonna handle. Maybe the way it happened, that's what it was supposed to happen. Because I'm human, you want the results right now.
Yeah, and that's the
thing. The more it delays,
it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
It does not work like that.
Exactly. But besides that, pregnancy, it's a beautiful thing, eh?
And motherhood is so beautiful. Oh, I love being a mom. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like our little kids, they stress us sometimes.
Like right
now, they're literally in the other room making a noise, and we're trying to film this video, but we would never trade them for anything in this world. They are amazing. They complete us, and my prayer for every woman that wants to be a mom is that God blesses you with your own fruit of the womb, because it's an amazing journey.
It's super amazing.
And if you can't, I think there's a reason why God brings kids into this world that don't have parents, and they're looking forward to a parent.
I was about to say, like,
adopting. Yeah.
I don't want to sound wrong, but I feel like not every woman is meant to be to have a baby. Some women without even being a carrier of a baby, but they're meant to be mothers.
Yeah.
Someone can carry a baby, but they have zero affection for the child. Like zero, they don't care. But you have never had a baby. But the time you hold that baby, you care for that baby. You're meant to be a mom.
Yeah. Actually,
you know,
you're right, because being a mom doesn't always mean that you carry that baby. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's after when that baby comes, when you actually become a mother.
That's when like the real challenge comes. Like they say, pregnancy is difficult, but being a mom,
it's no child's play. It's no child's play.
Like I always tell my parents, I take my head off to them. I salute. 5 kids, 7 kids, 10 kids. 10 kids. Yo, how do you do it?
How did you do it? Because I have one. I'm just like, yo.
How do you do it? How did you go to bed? How did you handle it?
Because the one kid humbles you. How did you manage the 5?
That tell you there was a time when I thought I was going crazy.
Really?
In my head, I'm like, I'm losing my mind. These people will drive me nuts.
Go ahead. Anyway, guys,
I'll be like, God, I know I had to become a mom, but was this a punishment? Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I feel like it's a punishment. But I love it.
You know what? Can we normalize actually saying it's hard? Sometimes I just want to be by myself. Can we normalize that? Because once you say it, it's like bad parents alert.
Exactly. Like, wow, she's got kids, she's acting. No, guys, it's silly.
No, it's not child's play. It's not child's play. It's really not. That's why you get some ladies actually go through postpartum depression, because
like I went through it.
Yeah, she did. Hey,
I went through it. The second child.
Yeah, I think we should actually make another video. We speak about postpartum depression. But this is where we wrap it up. Me and my sister, we can talk the whole day. We can literally talk the whole day. So that's why we wrap it up here. That's why we wrap it up here. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on my channel again. Follow Tracy on Instagram. Let me know if you want Tracy back on the channel. Just come back on the channel.
Please, guys, please.
Alright guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to
like,
comment, subscribe, tell your tantine, tell your tonton, tell your side chick, tell your side nigga, tell your main chick, tell everybody to come and subscribe, because this is where it's happening. Bye.
Thank you.